Since we've gotten that, which makes us a quorum, right? And we've got just a few people on the screen and a few people in the room. But just for the official roll call, if you would, Robin.
Sure. John?
Here.
Matt Montgomery?
Here.
Dolly Holland?
Here.
Tiffany Reeves?
Here.
Colin Mosley?
Here.
Robin Richard? Here. Stacy? May?
Here.
Hannah Gregory?
Here.
Jeremy Hurd?
Here.
Rachel Evans?
Here.
Todd Blanton?
Here.
Jennifer Hayes? Here.
Everyone accounted for? Well, obviously, let's officially call our meeting to order.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Wait just a minute.
There we go. But just so you guys know, we got a blinking screen here, so give us a moment for regrouping if you can hear us.
We can hear you, yeah, and we can see you.
Okay. Well, our projector, I think, is kind of blanking out and coming back on. Just give us a moment.
No, I can't help that. I'm here in spirit.
Well, I would.
No signal. Oh, yes.
And then,
I think we're all familiar with having some technical difficulties.
Yeah.
I left my actual office, I'm rarely at this new office I'm in, with a print job waiting, because my printer does not like my computer.
Oh, yeah.
I had my IT guy looking at that, trying to print just 40 copies of something. It was like spinning wheels for like 40 minutes. And
We can,
when I left, put another 40 count on there. Just
oh, really?
let us in.
yeah,
Eventually something will happen.
We could we can turn the owl off and turn this around. Yeah. I mean, or even leave it, because the owl is showing
As
everything
long as they can see us and,
on the screen.
yeah.
yeah,
We've got,
yeah.
Yeah, you can see us. If you can see us, we can see you, but definitely the recording can see us. So I think that's what's required.
Right.
yeah, and the computer screen shows everyone.
Yeah.
So we're looking at a laptop computer screen from a distance, and with my blind eyes, I may not be able to see emotions, so.
So if you
No.
are raising your hand for any reason, just speak up too.
Yeah, we ask you. Okay, we'll move on with the meeting. The first action item, of course, is the approval of the minutes from our previous meeting back in August, and everyone's had a chance to look for that. So Dolly and, Matt,
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
thank you.
I'll second. Dolly.
Thank you. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion moves forward. Then we got the finance report from August and September. And we've got Alan on the scene here.
So for August 2025, on our first page here, I just want to also just add for everybody that at the end of these reports at the, on the grant balances page, I have broken out all the different other grants that we have instead of giving just the current update on the balance we have. It's going to start showing the same activity that we show in all the formula grants we have for WIOA. That's your BG Cap and Yokohama grant, the trade grants, and then also the Putting Young Kentuckians First grant. So that's all at the end of this report. For August 2025, at the close of business, we were approximately 14% expended on our total budget. We were at 16% in the prior year. Our admin costs were at 17%. and we were at 12% in the prior year. Our adult expenditures were 19%. That compares to 22% in the prior year. Dislocated worker program was 6% expended compared to 12% in the prior year. And then youth was at 15% compared to 14% in the prior year. And, we're approximately about halfway through that 20% youth grant, work experience requirement at about $111,000, and some change there. And then you can see at the bottom there, our July Equus invoice was received on the 14th. We had a slight amendment on the 19th, and then, all things considered, we got Equus paid on the 4th of September. And then our August invoice, we did get that received on the 12th. We did have a small little hiccup on that, just moving a couple of things over. And got that amended on the 25th. I worked with Karina at Equus to do that. And then we did get, it's not on this report, but we did receive a payment on the 23rd, which is a Thursday. And then Equus received their funds on the 28th of October. And if there's no questions about August, or if you do have some, please let me know. I'll turn to the next page. So at the end of the August report, just take note of, I do have the grant balances on there. September, we are at 23% expended at the end of September on our overall budget. We were at 26% at the same time last year. Admin costs were at 28% compared to 20% in the prior year. Our adult expenditures were at 31% compared to 35% in the prior year. Dislocated worker program was 13% expended compared to 18% in the prior year. And our youth expense was 25% compared to 21% in the prior year. And then our youth work experience overall on that grant is $114,981.16. And then and you can see on the bottom here, at the time that I generated this report, I did not have that update on the August Equus invoice on the payments and stuff, but that, again, that was paid out. We received those funds on the 23rd, and then those funds were delivered on the 28th of October. And then I can update on the September Equus invoice. That was received on the 15th. There's a slight clarification. I worked with Karina to fix on the 15th, and then I submitted the finalized drawdown to my supervisor on the 28th, and then that was officially approved and submitted yesterday on November 4th. As of this morning, I did receive just a call from Brenda Travis at the state, just clarifying something in our travel documentation, and all that was just fine. So we'll see this afternoon if they have any other things that we want to talk about on it, but I expect that's going to go through a lot better in August.
Can you talk a little bit about the Doge report,
Yes.
just like what they're asking for and everything else? I know you've got those lines in there which are new, but are they challenging things or what? Anything?
Since the May drawdown, they've been requiring this thing called the WIO, a cost categories worksheet. And since May, that has like gotten a lot more in depth. They start out just wanting to know like how much contractual expenditures do we have, how much salary, and then how much supplies, how much travel, overall travel that we have across all of our grants. And since the first one for the May drawdown, now in the August drawdown, that's been broken out into, it was like 12 line items I was filling out, and now they're breaking it out into like 24 or something like that. And so that report has just gotten progressively more in-depth and detailed. I think they're trying to figure out how to properly, the state basically, Kristen Huntley, who is in our finance department, is the one that's working with me on that. She's sending me that report. And I think they are trying on their end to appease, what the Doge office is asking for. And so that's why it's kind of updated over it's updated 3 different times, that cost categories worksheet. This last time I didn't know they updated it until I submitted the draw, and they said, oh, well, can you split it out even more into this? So that's one thing. And then, this other worksheet that they gave us, I actually completely am blanking on what they called that one, that they just gave us that one for this September drawdown. It's like participant cost worksheet or something like that. They're really focused on just wanting to know how much ITAs, how much support services and that sort of thing is going to each grant. And, that's all information that I just have, but, just having to, manually enter into their worksheets to get that information to them. So, yeah. it's
Anything there
interesting.
that's making us nervous that they're going to be like, okay, we are gonna stop travel costs, or just anything that is gonna affect what you guys do? I mean, I'm not sure what we could do about it, but I'm just curious that if we see anything at risk.
Well, as I'm sitting here, I don't have I've been given no indications on what they're doing with the information. I assume that there's somebody up there just looking at it to see, are we, how much different are we than perhaps another area, local area or something like that? I don't know, actually. All I can do is just tell you that I'm submitting those reports, and, I could certainly ask and see if I could get a little more information from, like Kristen, my contact at the state, or see what she might be able to glean, like a phone call or something like that. That she might not want to send in an email. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey,
I'm
this is,
still.
hey,
Go
Matt,
ahead.
this is Rachel Adams. Coming from the state, I can provide a little more insight to that. So previously in the past, when I worked at the state, when the state drew down from the feds, it was just a drawdown number. So since this administration has come in, there is no reason to have concern. They have just broken it down into cost categories, because that had never been the case before, and an explanation of what those cost categories are. But they have given no indication that there is a concern of any one of the cost categories whatsoever. It's just better provide explanation and description of what that money is used for. That's all.
Okay.
Thank you for.
Thank you.
I don't certainly want to give anybody the wrong idea. So, anyway. Anything else on that subject, guys?
With no more conversation.
I do just have one more thing to add, at the end of all this, so.
Yeah.
I do want to add that, every quarter, we're supposed to submit reports for this, speed cap grant that we got. That was submitted, this on Monday, and then, had, Michael Bushman, our super CFO, he looked it over and approved it, so we certified that report. So we'll wait and see, we've got until the 15th to, that's the due date on that first quarter report. But, we'll see. This is our first time really doing it. The quarter 4 of, FY25, they had us submit a report and certify it, but there wasn't any activity on that. Because we received it and we didn't have time to spend any money yet. So this will be the first time that I've submitted a report using their system. It's completely separate and new. We'll see if they have any feedback for me, but that was submitted today. So, there's, I guess, 10 days for them to, say, hey, update this or that. But, all they wanted was just, how much federal dollars are we attributing to this grant? And then they wanted a worksheet showing, or like a spreadsheet or financial statement showing the backup for the activity. So I did submit that and Monday, certified it today. And the Kentuckiana Works, we submitted the first quarter for that reporting too yesterday. So we're on.
For clarification, the significance of this.
Yeah.
Okay, so our normal WIOA funds, our normal adult dislocated worker and youth funding, that is through the state system. However, this Depot Yokohama grant, the National Dislocated Worker Grant, we have that directly. Right, it doesn't go through the state system at all, so that's why there's a separate reporting there.
Yep.
On the putting young Kentuckians first, that legislative funding, technically, the legislature has the contract with Kentuckiana Works. So we submit reports to them and then Kentuckiana Works submits it that way. So that's the clarification on the difference
Yep.
of all of them. And
Yes, we're working directly with DOL, so. And then we did also receive NFAs for our FY adult grants and dislocated worker grants, and both of them are about the same amount, like $855,000. The dislocated workers a little bit down from the one it was last year, but adults a little bit higher. I think it was like 680 or something like that last year on the adult. So it kind of balances out on the totals. But that was good to see. Last year, I think we waited until December or something like that
Yeah.
to get the NFAs, and we got it right at the end of October. So I think that's
very good.
good for us.
So no surprises.
Not disappointing. Thank goodness.
All right. Well, with that being an action item, Matt, Dolly, motion second.
I make a motion to approve, Dolly.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion to second.
All right, thank you. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, now, the meeting dates, actually, I was looking at, my schedule, because I've not been in office until today. And, I was hoping that Robin would, be forthcoming soon to get all those Outlook invites out to us.
Yeah, we talked about the meeting dates at the, joint meeting, but we didn't have at least 3 of you. So, to have quorum from this committee, just as to make double sure it's okay. So the dates we looked at and what we talked about, and as soon as we get the 3 people's approval, I'll send them out in Outlook for sure. But that's February 4th, May 6th, August 5th, and November 4th. And those are the first Wednesdays of the second month of each quarter at 10 a.m. So does that still look good to everyone? And the August 5th is the joint meeting. The Leo's.
And the only one I have a problem with, and that's, you know, we'll be pushed out on this one if we need to, is the May, don't get on vote issue.
Oh, right, and you could choose another day,
Yeah. Put another day, worry about it.
because that way, I mean, if we know one person's gonna be out, and then if one person is out by accident, or we
Right.
don't have quorum, so it's.
We could do the 13th, which would be, you know, just the next Wednesday, if that's okay with, or 2 people there. Matt was gonna retire on this.
That'll be all, yeah, by then, but we gotta have it and vote regardless.
Right.
That whoever comes on will just have to be like, okay with it.
So my proposal on our dates there would be in the May, go May 13th instead of the 6th, the only difference is there. Dolly,
I'm
you
good
okay
with that. I'm good with that.
Matt, you just agree, that's all we need.
I agree.
There you go. So that's the executive, board or committee meetings. The 4th of February, the 13th of May, the 5th of August, and the 4th of November.
So I so move that those are the dates.
Thank you, Matt.
I'll second that.
Thank you, Dolly. All right. That goes forward. And just for clarification, our full board meetings our finance committee meetings, all that. Did we confirm those? We need to confirm those as well.
We're going to confirm the finance one when we have that one, but the other, the full board is fine. Because we had the quorum with them, we just didn't have the quorum for the finance or the section.
Okay.
So we'll have that option too, if any of the dates need to be changed at the finance committee, we'll have that option.
Sounds good. Yeah, but as soon as you can get those out, then I appreciate it.
Okay.
My schedule is, very fillable right now.
Yeah, that's what we like to do. We like to do it early and catch you guys down where you get filled up and good.
Yeah.
We appreciate your time with all, everyone does.
All right, so that's confirmed. Now spring setup. And that's Orlando, correct?
Yes. It's March 1st through 4th, in Orlando. Some of the updates that I already have, Robin submitted a panel discussion about our child care initiative. Got the notification that it was accepted. That workshop's been accepted. And also Hannah Gregory, is doing quality assurance, the unsung hero, about how monitoring happens and all that stuff. So we know that those two sessions got approved. But on this, it's the actual vote to just say that it's, that there will be some, board members, you all approve the fact that board members to attend. Instead of whenever we have the full board meeting is when we'll discuss.
That kind
Take
of
the vote
elections,
on-
like
yeah.
who's putting their name in the hat.
Yep.
The question is always is finances on that, how many can we afford to send?
Right, we'll dig in, because like we have, as far as, on some of the board staff side, like Hannah and Robin and stuff, we also have money built into the Depot Yokohama grant for that.
Okay.
So I figured if our finance committee meeting, we'd have a solid number, but I know that we put additional funds in our budget to cover for like one, study session being a larger group going, and then maybe the next one, just one or two going. So yeah,
I'm always with it. It's like a team building outing.
it is,
For the workforce board and members as well.
Mhm. I didn't know that Judge, go ahead.
Were some of those funds moved over from the fall? How will that work?
What
Did
do
we
you
have
mean?
very few that went to the fall session?
Recent setup, do we have any extra?
So listen, whenever we do the professional development, it's just one bucket, right? I mean, I'm not saying that the wrong way.
Yeah, but
So-
if you're a board member, you're considered this, if you look like at your September budget, the FY26 budget actually, you've got BGWIB, Leo support, that's where we're pulling that funds from, and then professional
Okay.
development, support staff, and,
Mhm.
that's all board staff.
Yeah, because, as far as the Biloxi one, it was just Judge West, and then me and Rachel attended, because Judge West had never attended a setting before. Technically, none of us were really paying. I hadn't played on the one, but where Judge West had never attended one before, I didn't feel that it was appropriate, to send him alone.
Did Judge Bob's go?
No, no, but look, she's going to this one. She's done made it very clear that as a Leo, she is throwing her name in there. She wants to go.
I think she would enjoy it.
Yes, yes. So,
Thank you, and I agree with John. I'd like for as many of those staff to get to go as possible. I agree.
Matt, with the head of the finance committee, you need to, push for how much money we can find, but kind of push on, Colin to find some extra money, whatever.
Have you got a number of how many you want to take?
As, all the staff that's part of the, that we can, but then, usually, I'd like to have a number for work or up to 5 more member openings, right? Openings, whether we get that many or not.
And I will say with my thing that the one I'm presenting, Debbie Link from the BGWIB board is gonna be on the panel.
And then-
So she'll be
She's required.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there, the requirement for whoever's presenting, that's
Yeah.
absolutely, but then, 4 to 5 board members openings is what I'd like to have buy-ins for.
Got it.
And then if our session that
Yeah.
I put in for gets approved there and put them with BCBC would.
Yeah.
And that would not be one of the 4 or 5, is what I'm saying. Whoever's presenting, that needs to be covered.
Oh, yeah, I don't know if we've got enough to send like 7 board members and staff and.
Well, that's what I'm saying, that would be the dream.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Let us dig, we'll dig it in safe.
Because, let's be real, board members have their day jobs, so only a select few can
Right.
actually give up that time to go.
Yeah.
That's true, because when I sit down, saying who's interested,
Right.
we hardly ever.
Yeah.
So, if they're, with our board, if we got 4 openings stated.
Yeah.
We might go 2 to 3.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we keep that money that we don't use for something else, or
Yeah.
the next.
Yep.
All right, so with that, we're looking for a motion for the attendance for the board members. Unknown as far as finances until we confirm that, we're looking for a motion to approve board member attendance.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I will second Dolly's motion.
All right, thank you. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. That's covered. Now we get the election process for the treasurer.
It has my name on there, but I'm handing it off to Stacy.
Okay,
Okay. Well, good morning, everybody. With Matt retiring and leaving us, abandoning us, you fought a good fight, Matt. It's okay.
That's right. That's
We
not uncomfortable at all.
well, we're gonna miss you. But we're gonna need an election for treasurer, and how we have done that in the past is we're going to open it up we're going to open it up, take nominations of people that are interested, or other board members that think someone who's already on the board would be a good fit for the position. Once we gather those names, I will follow up with them and make sure that they are interested in the position. And if so, we will compile a list for folks to review, kind of if they have like maybe a LinkedIn or something, share sort of a short resume estimation for the position, so everyone can go in at the first full meeting to fill that role, and hold an election. Jeremy has done that in the past with tablets. We're going to do that again for anybody in person, and online voting would be made available to everyone also. Do we have any questions? I'll have everybody confirmed with their interest at least a month prior to elections. So it'll give everybody a month to kind of review the resumes and the people who are interested. One of the things to keep in mind, the executive committee has to maintain a 51% private sector majority. Right now we're at 100%. So we can absolutely, like if there is someone who is, a community organization representative or a government representative, can absolutely hold one spot on the executive committee, but it can only be one. So that means that anyone else, and always, we're not voting for that, but I'm just going to throw that in there, for chair and vice chair. Those always have to be private sector. But
Do they take effect immediately? So as soon as they're elected, then I am no longer treasurer. So
well, no, not necessarily. We could hold the election, and we've actually the topic has come up, is if we hold the election prior to you leaving, it would give the person coming in an opportunity to shadow you and what you're doing. And
Yeah, that was gonna be my ask. I have to be, so the full board meeting's that first week of December. I'll be out of the country the next week,
Mhm.
but I'd love to spend a little time with them on like best practices for giving Colin a hard time, or some of the
Yeah.
other things that we kind
Yeah.
of we kind of do there. Just in what we think and maybe a little history. Just I and I don't know, everybody's going to have a different sort of experience and perspective, but just I would like to take them to lunch and just kind of go through, this is what I do, this is what these are the questions I tend to ask, or where things, because there's a lot of numbers on a page that
So the election won't be held in December. That's when we will pull the nominations
oh,
for
okay,
people who are
okay.
interested. So the actual vote would be the next time around. So
Which
what?
would be March.
Okay.
March. Okay. Oh yeah, okay, great. Yeah.
And when is your, leaving date? Is that after March?
I think I expire at the end of April, or
Yeah.
sometime in April. Yeah.
Yep.
So that,
It's
I mean, I
towards the
think
end
that
of
that's all fine.
Mhm.
And I've said too that on the finance committee as well, you need at least one external person that to be on that finance committee, right? So we've got Ethan that covers that for us too, that I could
Mhm.
also supplement Ethan for a period of time. I mean, this isn't a moving away thing. It's just sort of a natural retirement moment. So I'm happy to still help if it's useful.
Okay. So yeah, we just wanted to lay out how the process would work. So
Okay.
we will call for the full nominations at the next full board meeting, and from that, I will ensure everyone whose name came up is interested, and from that, I'll compile a list and kind of like a mini resume type thing for each person, a little blurb to provide to folks once everyone is confirmed of their interest, and then they will vote in March on who the person is. So I would think that if Tiff is okay with it, and that is outside of really my ability to decide, but I think it would be a good idea if you wanted to, Matt, to even say something when they're calling out nominations, to open yourself up to say, hey, if you have questions about the position,
Sure. Sure.
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
Does anyone have any questions for me about how the process works? I know I've said it like 3 times now, but nope.
I'm good.
All right, here we go.
Thanks so much. So now we got Jennifer to talk to us and tell some good stuff.
In your packet, you'll have the September, customer report. And, I was just pulling up some data while we were in here, and I looked and saw that, we have currently, at the end of September, we had 113 WIOA enrollments. And at the end of September last year, we had 48. So we more than doubled our enrollment numbers on the WIOA side. A large part of those enrollments, of course, are coming from, Army Depot. So in the month of September, we enrolled 18 for those, and we had a total of 24 since July. We also have 16 total Yokohama enrollments, and then we have some Quest. So this year is unique to us because we have different pots of money and different spending in different ways than we've ever had before. But we're doing really good with the money. We had 16 active paid internships in September, lots of initiatives coming up in different counties. We just finished up Estill County's second CDL cohort. All 3 of those participants successfully completed. We did the same thing in Nicholas County. We trained up 5 CDL within the road department, and then 6 individuals in Powell County with the road department. We're also working with Estill and Powell for an EMT cohort to be trained on site in those counties. We've been in conversation with Tiff, and her team have been in conversation with many of the fiscal courts, but I've also individually been in conversation with Franklin County. We're launching a Boyle and Mercer CDL cohort in December. In Clark County, we are partnering with BCTC to come on site and train up about 15 of their seniors at GRC We also have a dry stone masonry class that's gonna launch in, January now for Clark and Bourbon County. And then as Tiff mentioned earlier, we're working with JAG in Harrison to put them on site at ED Bullard for paid internships. And so lots of focus on these outlying counties, which is something that's really not happened in the past as much as we wanted. And so this is a very intentional approach that we've taken. But we're still on site, all of our counties every month at the libraries, recovery centers, adult ed offices. We're heavily involved in those interagency meetings, and that's where all of the community partners come to the table once a month and just talk about what they have to offer and what they need. Our Putting Young Kentuckians First program, at the end of September, we had 189 enrolled, which is separate from that WIOA enrollment number. And we're heavily spending, or trying to spend in that program. We have about 218 kids enrolled for that right now. A lot of those kids are high school seniors, so we're not spending money on them just yet, but the goal is once they graduate, we push them into trade programs such as MTech, Quick Start, or other programs like nurse aid or short-term training. So there is a plan for them. We have also Kevin Moore on Tiff's team has met with BCTC, and they want us to enroll about 127 of the refugee students, which would result in paid internships, many coming from that Putting Young Kentuckians First. And then one key thing that happened just recently in the last week or two that's not going to reflect on this report is that we have reconnected some of the past relationships with recovery. So, you know, back a couple years ago, we were involved with over 20 recovery centers every month. And then as our funding went down, we kind of got away from that. We never stopped serving, we just reduced capacity, but now we're reconnecting heavily with those again. So lots of initiatives and good things in the works for us, as always. But if y'all have any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Well, this is a general question. So I've been visiting some schools lately. I see a lot of EMT, you know, in high school trainings, EMT and firefighter ideas. I'm just wondering if we're going to have an oversaturation as we do with some of the other ideals when we're getting those younger people trained in that and where they're going to go to work, you know, job opportunities for them. I always worry about that. Do we have a lot of EMT openings?
Well, the thing is I think it's one of those fields, especially like talking to Judge Barnes and stuff like that, that they have a lot of turnover because it's high stress. But so if you can get them into that groundwork of that, then it's in because like, look, I ain't going to healthcare of any means. I'm not a hero. You're going to die if I gotta help you. But because I panic at the sight of blood, so that's not my career path.
Right.
But those kids that graduate and they have that EMT training and they do that for a little bit, then they go on into the healthcare field, right? They'll go in.
For the stepping.
Yes, it's kind of a stepping stone thing, because now I know that they have, there's frequent turnover, you know, with EMT staffing. It's usually about 1 to 3 years, and then they're on a different position in healthcare.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I'm just, you know, I worry because I see the welding, the diesel mechanic ideals out there and think, where could we work at and make a decent wage?
Yeah.
That's, you know, what I see.
My question, I'm sure that the answer is yes, but I mean, this is such an impressive list of activities. Do you think the judges have seen this, or the Leos have seen that, like, all the representation of the work in these counties?
Yes, they absolutely have, because at the monthly ad meetings, that's what I give updates about.
Okay, that's awesome.
And then like, there's sometimes that me and Jennifer will tag team, like she'll be at Nicholas County talking to Judge Hamilton, and I'll be in Bourbon County talking to Judge Williams about what all's going on in their counties, and then what else can we do in their counties. So, yeah.
And they also give this update and success stories at the Leo board meetings.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll add on that, this is my 14th year that I've started, with the Career Center. And it feels like that this year, the judges are more in tune with what we're doing than any year previously. So like when I was on site with Judge Hamilton last month and Judge Barnes last month. And whenever you walk in now, it doesn't look like, they're like, who are you and what do you do? They're like, oh, hey, Jennifer, come on in. And let's talk about CDL or let's talk about whatever. So I feel like that's one of Tiff's strengths, that she's brought to the table since being the workforce director, is that she has really got the word out to the local areas and offices, the fiscal court offices on what we do.
That's awesome. I mean, a few years ago, we were more aggressively trying to get this information out there. So, because they weren't really clear, or they didn't realize that we were doing things in their county, or, I mean, it sounds like you've solved the problem. So that's really awesome. Great work.
Absolutely. And when they get success stories of people in their county that they know or know of, at least, it's great.
Yeah.
Thank you for all your hard work. And I'll be communicating with you soon. Great. Any other questions? Any other information on the lab? Thank you so much. All right, our closer.
All right, in your package, you'll see my report for September. We've got a list of all the different hiring events and VR events that we were out at. Employer meetings, we had two, in September, Lake and Platte in Georgetown. Recently announced the shutdown, so we tried to respond with them, which we just did in October. The Bluegrass Home Depot, of course, continued. So we did two in September, and then in the past 3 weeks, we've done two, and we'll have another one next week. Those sessions are starting to get a little bit more employee representation as more folks are losing those jobs there at the Army Depot. But with the National Dislocated Worker Grant, we really pushing those sessions, the importance of them reaching out to the Career Center, getting enrolled, even if it's just for some basic career services to start with, so we can make sure we spend that money. Madison Ballard, who is the TDS that we've signed to work with the depot, she attends those. I continue to update her through our referral link of all the folks that came on through the depot. And at last check, I sent her an entire list of all the referrals that we've been getting from the depot. And since she started, she had been in contact with all of them. So we're doing a really good job, if folks from the depot are reaching out to us, of making sure we're in contact with them. That way we can offer them the services. So Madison doing a great job, working with them. And we continue to think that this will just ramp up each one until they finally wrap up. But it's been great to have Madison on board to see how easy it is for her to connect with these folks. Cause we've seen every single person that's reached out to us, she's been in contact with. So, pretty good stuff. Tiff, do you want to talk about Richmond?
Richmond, I've got it on here but you can go ahead and put a face on it.
So, our office here is basically at full capacity. Our office in Richmond is at full capacity, and our office in Danville is pretty much at full capacity. But we had the ability in our office on Spangler Drive, that was where the Foothills Transportation Department was, when they recently moved. So there are 2 suites in our Richmond office that are empty. It gives us the ability to expand into one of those suites to create a little bit more space for us, but also some space for our partners there in Richmond. Adult education namely is looking for a little bit more space where they can have kind of like a classroom, a larger area. So, we're going to be trying to move forward with looking at the lease for that and picking up the additional lease. Gives us the ability to have some additional space and gives adult ed the ability to have a classroom. So we can all kind of stay together there in Richmond and just create a little bit of space for us to expand into. So I've been working with the leasing agent there and went down yesterday and took a little walk through the space and picked out a few things that may need to be fixed. But ultimately, I think we'll probably get that done pretty quick. Get the lease over to Tiff and to David, but it'll give us the ability to kind of get some more space here in the area. Cause we've got some new positions that Jennifer's trying to fill with the.
So we should have some folks from here to there.
We've got some positions that we're trying to fill. We were going to be putting them here. it'll give us the ability to put them there, just spread the area out a little bit better, so. But that's it.
Cool. Questions for Mr. Todd? I like it. So we've got our full board meeting on December 3rd coming up. Finance committee meeting, what, 2 weeks from now, I think?
In person.
Yeah. Open discussion? And I think Matt's gonna be attending something later today, right? Congratulations, Matt.
Thank you. I would say, Todd, thank you for your work too. I didn't want to cut you off there. I mean, thank you as well.
Appreciate
I mean,
that.
you don't have as many pages as Jennifer, so you must not be doing as much work, but
Right. She's got a whole lot of staff that could contribute to that. It's just me.
Yeah, it's a team of one.
I like it.
And our upcoming full board meeting, we are continuing to have a Leo's visit, and Mayor Gordon will be our visitor at this.
Should be presenting about,
Yes, she's gonna come? Yeah, she's coming.
present about Fayette County.
Yes.
Lexington.
250 years old this year.
Yeah. The same as the Marine Corps.
All right. So, I'll see some of you guys coming up in 2 weeks and the rest of you in December, hopefully.
Yeah. So motion to adjourn?
Yes, that's what we're looking for. Thank you, Matt. Dolly?
Second,
All right,
second.
all right. See you guys soon.